Greetings today.
How you doing?
So our goal today is to try to add an action to the liquid democracy participation experiment.
Right.
And I guess we each have it checked out now. The last action we took, oh no, I lost it. I just closed the window of the last action that we took, which was to define the issue.row contract on testnet. And so basically I just copied this whole thing and I pasted it into here and I deployed it. And that gave me a bunch of output, which
right.
I just deleted from my window, but my tab, but I preserved it in the Discord channel, which is I also closed the Discord channel. I was trying to get my fan turned off because that interferes with my audio. I just had too much running. Open link in a new tab. Okay. And this is not where I want to be. So this is the output that we got. And we can see that a lot of stuff came out. There's probably a lot more output than is necessary, which we could always reduce at some other time. I'm worried about that today. And if we look at the contract, at the code, we can see that the trace in the standard out that was used in the prototype, we replaced with the deploy ID.
Mm-hmm.
Why we did that?
Yeah, because the standard out's like sort of deprecated now.
Yes, it would be. It's in the log file, which we won't necessarily.
You won't.
To.
Yeah.
So the result field that prints out here is on the channel that we call deploy ID, which is a unique unforgeable ID associated with every deploy. So when we hit the deploy, a name is created that's unforgeable, and we use that to send output back to the deployer. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to call the issue contract, and we're going to give it proposal names, and we're going to get a return check. And if we look at the output here, we can see we have a URI. Oops. URI that was output. Here. Nope, that's not it. Those are unforgeable names.
I think it's the define issue that was right there.
Define issue, right. We got this, this is the URI on testnet for the issue contract. You want to take over the screen here?
Sure. see.
I didn't give much of an introduction. I was going to show what where the actions are and all that, but you can show that.
Yep. So the actions are just right here. Scrolling through them. So I guess if we wanted to make a new one, we would do like new issue for now. And then
the fields are good. The fields we want, if we want to give a name of the issue, and we want to give a set of proposals.
okay. So then would name just be
Name
kind of like just be blank?
Yeah, it would be blank.
Okay.
The empty string, right?
Okay.
And proposals would be blank also. Now, question is, well, I don't know exactly how we say. We're going to probably take the proposals in as a string, and then we're going to convert them to a list, right?
Right.
So we would have proposal string, which would be a choice, comma, choice, comma, choice.
Right. So we do. I'm trying to. How do you specify that? Okay, I think it's like this. I see.
Still be an empty string as would be the default. Ah. Okay, so we're making those objects.
Yeah.
The type and the value.
Mm-hmm. It looks like how it is for similar fields. Like
perhaps we could make it a list, but then do we have does it know about a type list?
we can try.
List. We could make that a later improvement, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like this either has to be string URI or wallet rev address.
Yeah. So that would be an enhancement to support a list type input. Okay, but when we get that list, we're going to have to we're going to have to do that conversion somehow.
Right. So that might go into.
So now we have next we're going to have a template, right?
Right.
Okay, and maybe we should copy the Rolang from the prototype.
From the Discord.
To the Discord, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we wanted to copy that. We might as well, right? That's our model. It's going to be. We're going to simplify it. Okay, so we have a problem with the back quotes.
Right.
Now, can we use like double backticks or something to so that we don't have to, or we don't have to, we have to put a backslash in front of every backtick, or some other way make backticks legal.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, hold on.
I'm thinking maybe we should test this before we break it. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, it doesn't matter. We can do this. I mean, we could have pasted this right into the interface. Oh yeah, we forgot the input URI. That's another field. We have a field which is the issue URI.
What would the value be for that?
We have to get it from the Discord.
Oh, okay. See. It was this one, right?
Yeah.
All right, and then that would go in here somewhere.
Yeah, it should be. It's probably dollar ballot
for that. Well, for in this one, you're looking it up, so maybe it's this right here.
Yeah, that's it.
So then, should I replace this with issue URI? Like,
yeah, you put it. It's going to fill in the issue URI there. Okay. Oh no, that's the way we were doing it. The way we were filling these in is you give it the name there, issue URI, but then we're doing a match first to assign the values if we follow the pattern of the other ones.
So like, if you look at this one, like right here, the contract URI, it just has the contract URI here in the lookup statement.
Right.
Right. So then following that, shouldn't this just be replaced with issue URI?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, and these are the templates that they're using here. I'm a little bit nervous that they're not using the $ names, which we use in the prototype, because the $ is an invalid character in Rolang, and if you screw up, you end up with a dollar. If it's not replaced for some reason, you end up with a $. Okay, right. So we row IO standard out. Okay, well, we don't use that, right? We don't use standard out anymore.
Right. So
okay, we use deploy ID.
Is that in IO as well? Or it's in RChain?
No. Row RChain deploy ID. Okay. Now, to be consistent, we should change the name ballot to issue.
Okay.
This is, the decision is made that a ballot is going to have more than one issue. That's interesting.
What?
Uh, Nothing here. Okay, so does this make sense to you? You want to explain it to me?
Does what make sense to me?
The new issue Rolang that we just.
Oh, this template?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can explain to the best of my abilities. From what it looks like first we're doing the lookup. We're sending that lookup channel, which we create right here. And we're also sending the issue URI. This is that right here. So then from that, we're gonna get the issue, the URI for issue, which defines all of these contracts.
Right.
So then
the issue, it's the same as the contract that's defined at the beginning here.
Right.
Okay, so when we send
this, that's going to create that's using that contract that's right here. So that if we go back to here, like this set, that is the proposal names right here, and then the return channel is the same as this back channel. So then I guess instead of this set, we would want to do like something like proposals dot to like.
Well, if we're not gonna monkey with the string, we're still gonna need to say set parentheses, and then we're gonna have to stick the string in there, and hope that it lets us do that. Otherwise, we got to do a lot of
if we did like string like proposals dot splice and then splice it by the comma, or well,
what happens if you just put the string in here?
Okay.
Put in proposals. Will that work? Although, wait, I think we still have the problem. We haven't gone back to the pattern that we had before, which is the pattern that we had before doesn't match. Where's the match?
I don't think.
It generates the match for us. We don't put it in here. Okay. It's good. What did you do? We have another standard out here.
I was just fixing the indentation.
We don't need another standard out. I don't think. No. See, where's it?
Yeah. I see that. I mean, if we already have a standard out, I don't know why we would need that.
Yeah, we wouldn't need that. Okay. And so I guess they're on line 48. Okay, we're gonna read the unforgeable name of the issue contract into the name issue, and then we're going to send to the issue name a set of proposals, and we're going to have a return channel, and it's going to read back from that return channel an admin and a tally capability. Okay, so let's look at the contract again quickly. Okay, so we at the line 19 we have the issue. Okay, and then on line 22 we return we create a new unfortunate name, admin and tally, and vote chat. And then we're going to output creating ballot. And then we're going to return a bungle plus. You remember what a bungle plus does?
Yeah. So bundle plus is going to make it read only.
Write only.
Oh, right.
Right. We can say, in other words, the admin.
We can send, but can't receive from it.
Operations to it. We're going to have admin contracts that we send stuff to, and tally we can send to that only. Okay, and then so it returns that, and then it defines some admin admin and tally capabilities. The admin capability is going to create the voter capabilities. Okay, so let's. Shall we try it?
Sure.
Is there anything else we need here?
I believe so. We didn't use name. That didn't end up getting used.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we better use name. And and the inbox has changed. You got to change the inbox. We didn't finish going through this. Okay, so we said we read back in admin capability. Okay, now it looks up in the registry an inbox. Well, we don't have to do that anymore.
I don't think we need this either. Like the new lookup, I think we just need the return channel because we already make a lookup right here.
But we don't have to look up the inbox below.
You don't have to do either of these.
So all the way down to the for statement, we can get rid of all of that.
So all of this.
Right. Oh wait, we still have to send the capabilities to the inbox. So we need that one line. And okay, well we don't need the for. We don't need to read the inbox. Okay, what's the inbox address now? The inbox address.
The deployer ID, right?
Is going to be the a list, which is in brackets. Where it has the word inbox.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the name of the channel we're sending to.
Right.
The name of the channel is composed of a list now. Okay, if we look at the peak operation, for example, we can see it where it accesses the mailbox, prints out what's in the mailbox. So we peek there. We can see that well, this is reading the mailbox, and we're sending to the mailbox. But the thing that it's reading there, which is the @ sign, where is it? We're just looking at it.
Right here.
Okay. The @ sign, okay, makes a name out of the list. The bracket makes a list. The deployer ID is the unforgettable name that belongs to our account and nobody else can access it.
Right.
And the locker flag is the name of the locker, which we probably should set as an input field, the same as it was here. You see it as fields, locker tag,
yeah.
Inbox. So you can just copy that thing from the @ sign all the way through the parentheses. Oh, yeah, do that for, you put the field in.
So then
you're adding a field up, right? Did you copy the field or did you copy the name?
I copied the name of it. Hold on. Maybe one of this. No, I guess I could.
Okay, so now we need the name of the inbox also, which was which was in the peak. It was what we were reading in the peak. Okay, from the @sign. Okay, in the bracket. No, the next one. No, that's
This one. I already grabbed that.
yeah.
I already got that. I already copied that from there.
Oh,
Yeah.
so
So I think we'll need this as well.
don't you already have the player ID? No.
No. So in this one, we just have the deploy ID. In the new issue, we have we have the lookup channel, back channel lookup, and then standard out, but we don't, which is the deploy ID, but we don't have like the deployer ID like that.
Right. Okay, and then so in other words, the admin and tally capabilities, those names are only valid between the curly brackets.
Right.
The new. So if we want to use those admin and tally capabilities later, we have to save them somewhere. And where we're saving them is we're sending them to the inbox, where we have the type of issue, the subtype, color. Okay, well, we're not doing colors anymore. Put in name there. Okay, so whatever we call the issue. And then we have the set of capabilities, the admin and tally capabilities. And the output of that goes to the standard out, which is the deploy ID, which should give us the message sent. If we look at the inbox contract, we'll see that when we send something to the inbox contract, it will display sent.
Right.
I think
is this the correct channel to send on?
Yeah, the deployer ID is your private stuff. The locker tag is your inbox.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever that happens to be. I don't know why it would be something other than inbox, but for now, it could be anything. You could have many inboxes, for example.
Right. So then should we try to run this on the local host?
No, right. Not on a local host. On testnet.
Okay.
Local host would be a bit more of a challenge. We could try that, but it isn't working yet.
How do I get to the testnet again? I forgot.
Well, you need to run your program, right? And it tells you what the URL is.
So I think it's just no start, correct?
npm start. If it's not already running. Now, you did I presume that at some point you did that seemed to work fine. Now, see.
New issue.
Okay, so you have a new issue thing here, and the pull down is right now on localhost. So you want to pull that down to the testnet. We were working on getting localhost working, but it's not finished.
So if we make an issue, get localhost working.
No, well, unfortunately, that's not the kind of issue we have. We're talking about here. This is an issue that we're going to vote on.
Okay.
So it's and so we're going to have a set of choices that we can do. And
so should we name it like what is the best color or something?
How about something that we might actually do, like what should we what should we get for lunch? Okay, and then we can have pizza, tacos, salad. What else?
We could get Mediterranean.
Okay.
I think I spelled that wrong. Hold on.
Awful.
All right, there we go. I did spell it right. All right, we could get Mediterranean. We get how about Indian?
Yeah, I guess that's enough.
That's a good list, yeah.
Why don't you open the debugger just so we can catch it when it goes wrong. Can we put that on the side?
I don't know. Ducks it right.
That's all right. That's all right. Oh, you did it. How did you do that?
All right. I just this right here, these three buttons, and then you can choose where you want.
Okay, cool. So I guess we can deploy it now.
All right.
Now, so it generated the match statement for us there. To give
right.
the names to those strings. So deploy.
All right. Looks like we're waiting. I think it might end up. I don't think this set proposals would work automatically. There's Jim. I can't hear your mic. You're still muted.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
So
see, we don't know the deploy ID. It didn't tell us what the deploy ID is, so we have no way of diagnosing what's wrong. Can we? Okay, and first of all, we can see that it's not going to work. When we give a set of some string, it's not going to work.
right.
Well, the question is, how can we take that? Do we have to define a list type?
I think we might be able to define a list type. Another thing is couldn't we just do something like this if we did like split, if we did like proposals that split like that.
And what's that
Would
going to make? Is that going to make, that's going to make a list?
Yeah, that would make a list. I know that dot split might be defined on Scala, but I'm unsure if that method is available in Rolang.
Well, if we look at the cheat sheet,
Pull up the cheat sheet.
we can take it. Doesn't show a split method.
Looks like it.
Okay, one of the things that would be good to do one of these days is to add a bunch of these basic functions to Rolang.
To Rolang, right.
It's really too bad you're not going to be around more.
I think we still figure this out if we define that list type, because I know JavaScript will be able to have we will have those methods, and we can just basically just extrapolate it from that.
Yeah. Well, let's make it a set, since what we want is a set.
Well, right. So name. I'm wondering where these are defined.
Well, normally
I think it's right.
Normally, you can just right-click on it and say where it's defined, right?
It's just telling me right here. It looks like there's a type def. I mean, right here. So I'm wondering if we just add string list.
But how does it know what to do with the list? I mean, the URI, does it do anything with that?
So we could do proposals, make this a list, and then we could do now I think we might be able to just put them all in like into an actual list. Well, we wanted a set, right?
Yes, I believe.
I'm unsure. Does JavaScript
doesn't have a set, no.
Right.
It does?
Actually, it might.
It looks like it has set, yeah.
So we could do set
But We want to
Oh,
split the input, right? Somehow.
right. So okay, so we could do proposals. We do raw input, an empty string, and then we could field spec. We could do an optional. Oh wait, hold on. Field spec. Where is field spec defined? Fields, string fields. Type. Okay, I see. So we could have then here, raw input. This could be a string. So then raw input is that. Um, I'm trying to, let's see. I'm trying to take from the raw input, right? Whatever they put in, um, process that afterwards. But I think how it's set up is that the the value is both like what is put in and as well as like what is substituted here.
Well, what makes it put the strings in quotes?
Right. So you're saying like what makes it put the strings in quotes where?
Well, when we have a type string, okay, we have the field name, and that's a string.
Right.
Okay, and when
Right.
it puts that in the thing, it's in quotes. Okay, because in the match statement, it puts quotes around it.
Okay, so you're talking about action. Now this is this is broken now. Um Here I'll comment this. Type. We'll leave this string for now.
Let's see, it might work anyway. See if it works now. We didn't use list, but
Yeah, so I guess you're right. It does put it in quotes for this match statement.
right.
So if we figure out where we could figure out where the
If we can
match
figure out where it
statement.
puts in the quotes. So look, I guess look for the word match. Got a lot of matches, huh?
Maybe it's this. I think it'd be this one.
It joins them. But joins they're joined there with a comma. Keys. So this is where it handles the special types. So if we were to handle the list type, this is where we would handle it, right?
Right. So it seems like this one is doing the
It's putting it in the back quotes. Yeah.
yeah. So this one here, like if I wonder if you could add stuff to this. It looks like name value.
Field type is set, right? Then we could we could format the set, right?
Why is this?
You can't type set there.
Yeah, I think does Java have a match statement or JavaScript? We could do this.
This is the type that you assign. So whatever you called it, doesn't matter what you called it.
No, I understand. I understand. The problem, what I was trying to say is that, so this is just a function, and we want to match based on these different types. So like
so
fields,
we want to do, instead of URI putting it in back quotes, we want to format it as a set, right? So we want to see if the type is a set, and then question mark. Okay, and then we put in the
we would do
quote, no. We put in quote set, the word set. No, single quote is what they're using.
I just put that right there. Is that what you're talking about? I have set right there.
Okay, so
now what we want to do,
single quote right above there, right? So that's what we want is a single quote. We want to make it the same as what's above there. Then
this one
no. Then you maybe you should let me type.
Yeah.
Single quote, right there. Single quote, capital SET, parentheses, dollar value in brackets. And a single quote, and then you're done.
And then we could process it.
What do we do this JSON stringify value? If it's URI, it does this. Otherwise, it stringifies it. But we don't want to JSON stringify value.
What we could do is the value.
The stringify must be what puts the quotes on it. So we don't want to. So we want to say.
So it's saying if the type is URI, then do just put the value in there. If the type isn't, so we should rewrite this to be instead, if we should do this.
Yeah, make it a little clearer here. Make it an if statement. And then you could do else if, right?
Right. I'm going to undo what we've done and see what was this. when we started. Constant expression. Equals entries. Is this returning that like without a return statement?
It's returning back quote value back quote or quote value quote.
Okay.
So I mean, you can certainly make that an if.
Right. So if I just do
I mean, you don't need to put that
just
on.
that? Like, does it just need that right there to return?
Now you do an else if?
Yeah.
And then you can do an else. JSON stringify value. Now, why is that red? Does else if does else if have a space in it?
Else if no. This is red because we don't have the set type. We didn't define the set type yet.
Okay. So then so now
we put set right here. And then so this is participate.js. Then now we have to
now we do
have to process it.
Back quote SET parentheses. Dollar value in braces. No dot there.
Well, we want to process the value, so we would want to split it up.
Yeah. Split.
And then we want to like take out all of the commas. Splice.
No.
Okay.
No, we don't want to split it. We don't want to do anything to it. We just want to put the value there. It's a string. It's not a.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Okay, it's going to be interpreted by the Rolang to be a set, but in this case, it's just a string.
So are you sure it should be in backticks?
Well, that's exactly what we have for the URI, right?
True. But the thing about the URI is like if we go here, the URI is inserted with these backticks.
Well, there's a quoted backtick after the backtick.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So you think this will work if we go back to the actions and then we do like, so if we do like that. So if we do new issue proposals, so name is, so we said, what was that?
It didn't put it in the match statement. We wrote it.
What do you mean? Proposals is right here. Oh, it didn't put what should we get for lunch?
It didn't put it in. Put it in. When we type in here, it's supposed to fill in the match statement.
Right.
The match statement is empty. It has three things that are empty. So what did we do? How did we break it?
I think we might just need return statements. Now it's working.
Okay.
So if we do,
I'm surprised we needed a return statement. JavaScript being.
Oh, so this is just running like a map, and this is our anonymous function that's like that takes each entry, the name of the value, and basically will return these different things. I think the reason why it was working before without the return statement is because it was just that one thing.
Right.
But ever since we put in these curly braces, we're telling it we need a return statement, I think.
Could be. It would be interesting to take out the curly braces and see if it.
Well,
that's okay. Let's not worry about it now.
Okay, so then, and I think JavaScript has a match statement, so we might want to.
No, we're not. We don't want the JavaScript match statement.
Okay. So then we just want what did we say earlier? Like, okay, there we go. And I guess this should be like in quotes.
We really should do is print out the deploy ID. That's important. I mean, we're almost out of time here, but
so the thing, we make the deploy ID like we have the standard out right here, and that is the deploy ID right there. So I think it should print something.
Well, no, the deploy ID we get right away. Okay, I mean it's created as soon as we hit the button. It gets the deploy ID, and then the last time it said it read nothing at the deploy ID. But if we wanted to look at what the problem was, we would need that. It would had to preserve that somewhere.
I see.
I'm saying in here somewhere where we print the result. As soon as we do the deploy, we should output the deploy ID. What are you doing? Not here. No. Not here. No. It's not in any one of the methods. It's every time we hit the deploy button on any action.
Oh, okay.
Now we must have again, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have just deployed that. And then while we're waiting for it to deploy, we can look into how to now it's going to be hard to. It's going to be interesting. What do we want for lunch? It
said network error when attempting to fetch resource. It said network error when attempting to fetch resource.
Oh, okay. Switch to.
Oh, I got to be on testnet. Yep. I see. Okay.
And then we sign the transaction. And it's now when we should be. It would be good to know what to have the deploy ID displayed. Then we can, look at testnet.
Oh, this should not be there.
What happened?
Hold on. I think we had put this in before. That doesn't need to be there. because we're splitting a set, and that's not a good idea.
You may. Okay, so this reloaded, so it should be okay.
Yeah. New issue name proposals. There we go. Oh, testnet. I don't know if it. Okay. Now it should actually work. Hopefully.
I didn't see what it did before. Sweet. And the next things to do are, give someone to give the right to vote to someone.
Right.
And then I guess a little bit hard here. We can't really be interactive. I mean, this is like a one-shot thing. We have to give all the arguments and then we have to submit. But if somebody's going to vote, how do they know what they're going to vote on? Well, they have to know the name of the issue.
So now we have no data at deploy ID.
No data at deploy ID. Okay, and then since we don't know the deploy ID, we can't find out what's wrong.
Right.
Although we could look at the, in the, at the, what do you call it? Where am I? At the RChain. Since it's at the, what happened to my, look at the, so this is the, should be the log. Okay, but question is it working? Can you deploy that again?
Yeah. One thing might be, I think, the problem might be in how sets are, like the syntax for making sets. I don't think it's.
We should get an error message, right? The syntax for making a set. Each of the items should be in quotes. Right, we didn't do that.
They are all in quotes.
They are?
I made them in quotes, like if you see here. So I think actually the set is correct. The set is correct.
It looked correct. But see, I'm not getting any. Can you submit it? Did you submit it again?
I'll submit it again.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen now.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the testnet log, or I'm attempting to, but it looks like that's not working. It looks like it's timing out. I guess I'm just making sure that if there's something to see here, we could see it. Now, the other thing we could do is we could try sending it to localhost, so we can see the log on localhost. Of course, on localhost, Well, it's, yeah, we haven't quite gotten that to work properly. So this is not working. Connection is timing out. So unfortunately, we can't see the log, and the only thing we can do right now is find out where in the code it does a deploy and display that deploy ID. If we had the deploy ID, we could see what happened.
The only place I can see here that where it does a deploy is when you send the message to the inbox.
What do you mean? Deploy is what, it has nothing to do with inboxes.
Well,
it does a deploy of the hello world. So where does it do the deploy of the hello world? When you hit the deploy button, it deploys.
Right.
And you have a deploy ID.
Right.
So it's
what I'm saying is
the user interface.
We say new standard out.
It doesn't matter what we call it. It has nothing to do with that. What we send to the deploy ID has nothing to do with the deploy ID.
Okay.
The deploy ID is the ID of the deploy when we hit the deploy button. Whether we send anything to it or not, it makes no difference. We get the deploy ID. If we have a deploy ID, we can trace it down as to what happened to the deploy. And it doesn't matter. So, there's an action when we hit that deploy button. Some kind of action. Well, here's now, I guess that would be in participate.js, right? And we have things we're importing here from RChain API. One of them is listen to deploy ID. Okay, so if we look where we call this, okay, here we know the deploy ID. So we could write it to the console, but that's not where we want to write it. We want to write it someplace where we can read it on the user interface. So it should be in our, we should have it in our, on our console log. I don't know what OBS is. OBS is the, okay, that's the observer shard. Do you know how we can put something on the screen?
Yeah, you share your screen. If you hover your mouse over like the Zoom call, there's the taskbar opens on the bottom, and there's a green button, share screen.
Wait. Oh, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sharing my screen, but that wasn't my issue. In other words, where we print out this word result, I
Right.
want
I
the
think that
employee ID right here, right next to that.
that's gonna be in the HTML for it. If you go to the HTML, on line 53, there's a header result.
So is it participate HTML?
Yeah, line 53. You have a header result.
So if we want to print out if we want to so we need to put something,
Like a new header.
some ID there.
Right.
Like, I mean, we could put something like this. Now, why this has block info here. So what we could do here is it has an ID here, a result. Okay, but we want to make a separate one for the deploy ID, right?
Right.
So why don't you do that? I'll let you do it.
um
You have to go. It's the third. We're over the hour.
yeah, I might have to go soon, but I'd like to, if I can continue, I will. Um block info. What I think is happening is like these things have IDs, but it looks like the one for block and info looks like it's not being run. So I think that might be in participate.js. There's something that um if I find results, deploy, like yeah, there's a to do where like he's like they here, hold on. If I share my screen. If you look here, there's a to do um for the block info. Looks like it's not yet being rendered.
Still waiting to share your screen.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it uses the word result here a million times. I can't see. But what was it? Block info.
Yeah. So right here,
Yeah.
if we find some way to get the deploy ID, like all it would just be removing this and that, and then putting the deploy ID in between these two. That makes sense.
Yeah, except I don't have it. Okay, what this is saying, Pound sign block info. It's not showing your screen for some reason.
It's not. Here, let me try to restart.
So on line 488, I see pound block info.
Oh, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So right here, if we just put like whatever the deploy ID is right in between here, if we figure out how to get the deploy ID, it'd just be a matter of removing this to do and then putting the deploy ID here.
Right, except that it's right. I guess it doesn't make any difference. It's showing the block info after the deploy. We don't want to wait. We want to do it first.
Right. Okay.
As soon as we do the listen, we want to display it.
Okay.
So do we want to?
Do you know how to get the deploy ID?
Well, we have the deploy ID. It's just the deploy. If we look at the listen, it's right there. Listen at deploy ID.
Where are you sharing?
No, it's
what line?
483 in participate.json.
Participate. My 43 is valid after block number. And participate.js. Oh, I see. Listen at deploy ID.
Yeah.
Deploy ID.
So the deploy there is the deploy ID.
Okay. Deploy.
So as soon as we get that, we want to display it somewhere on the user interface. So I was thinking right after the word result. I mean, it's before. I mean, it's actually before we get any result, but. So.
Wait, is that variable in scope? I'm just trying. I know you wanted it somewhere else, but I'm just trying it out for now. Yeah, it looks like this is like the deploy from up here is not in scope. So
well, what's the pound deploy up there?
we could add like we could make like the deploy we can make this a variable like at the top of this function so we can access it for later, but I don't know precisely like what the best way to do that would be.
I have no idea how we relate names in the HTML, except we have IDs. And we should be able to set it according to an ID we should be able to set value in the, where it has pre-ID equals result and pre, we should be able to add another line right under that, right above that.
Right.
Pre-ID equals deploy ID.
So if you look here, he console logs the deploy ID, it looks like.
If you go to the HTML file,
yeah.
Okay, and right above the pre-ID result, we put a pre-ID deploy ID. Just put another line in there, another line in there with a pre. But I guess we probably should have a line break or something. But okay, so we have an ID now, deploy ID. So now we want to set that equal to the deploy. So somehow it put in the oh, I see. Did state results preprint. Ah. So we have to do something like that. I didn't see that in there before. How come I don't have that? Section results section.
That's what I'm saying. So if we make a variable here, like var deploy ID is for now an empty string.
No, I don't understand why your code is so different from mine. I don't have any code in an HTML file.
Are you? That's not. I'm in participate.js right now.
Oh. That's why. Okay, so this writes the results section when it's done. We want to write a results section before it's done.
Yeah,
result section ID results section. Section ID. What is this division ID? I'm confused. Results section.
I think we could just do this on click. Like if you see like you see this button right here, it has an on click function. If we just we can do exactly what you want if we just do like.
Well, we have to do it after the deploy, right? We don't have a deploy before we call deploy there, right?
Deploy.
Oh, right below where you were. The next line is deploy.
I know, I understand. I know, but you wanted to do it before the deploy, right?
No, you have to call deploy to get a deploy ID. If you didn't call deploy, you didn't get a deploy ID. I want to do it before we get a result. Obviously, after we do the deploy. the deploy function, I don't understand. I mean, there's deploy. It's in the RChain, but where does where do you get the value?
You get the deploy ID right here. It's this constant deploy on line 494. But it's within this like this block. So like you have to like you can't access this deploy outside of that, which is like the deploy ID, I think. I'm pretty sure.
What does that pound deploy at the top mean?
It's just this busy function is like it's the selector. That whatever it means in like busy.
Oh, it's going to be that's when it shows busy, for one thing. You get the hourglass on the screen. So it's busy. And deploy is sort of a name or whatever, I don't know. Okay, but we just don't know how to write on the screen anything.
I mean, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is something like this, where like if you do if you made a variable here like var deploy ID, set it to an empty string, and then you do like deploy ID equals deploy I wonder, like, okay, hold on. Deployer. What is this? It might be is it the deployer?
No.
Would that be the deploy? Okay, so then it's deploy dot sig. You have sig out.
Sig. The deploy ID is the signature.
Okay, and then we could do, then we just do over here, like deploy ID. But for some reason it's not finding it, even though it's right here. Like what?
Finds deploy, but not deploy ID? Weird.
But this is a different deploy. This is this function, but it's not finding this. I want it to do deploy ID like that, and I don't know why it can't find it, even though it's right here. It should be in the same scope because it's within the function. This one finds it. Finds it in this try. We could try adding the deploy ID to the state, but I don't know if that would be like not very standard. Or we could make deploy ID just define it in the global scope. Do like under here. like that. And then down in this function, and then now it works. Well, I don't know if it works, but now the code seems right.
All
So
right.
now let's see if we do like, which one? Yes and no. The new issue. Now we don't have the deploy button for some reason.
I'm not seeing your browser.
Oh, okay, hold on. Share if I start sharing.
We lost the deploy button.
Yeah, like now we don't have the deploy button.
How did we do that?
I don't know.
We overwrote the deploy button.
Yeah, it's not here anymore. It looks like. Let's see. I'm looking for what might have broken it.
Well, did we set it to null when we set it?
Oh yeah, that might be right.
We initialize deploy ID.
I defined it up here as hold on. It's defined up here as just an empty string.
So it's putting that into the whole results section, or?
Yeah, it should be in the results section.
But it's replacing the whole results section for some reason.
Oh, I think this might be it. I guess that was I probably didn't mean to add that. Now if we do.
We still have no deploy button.
Yeah, we still don't have a deploy button. Oh.
So if you comment out that line pre, oh, you can't comment that.
If I comment that out, now there's still no deploy button. So I think maybe I commented it out here as well.
An HTML / is not a comment.
Okay. Is it? Would that comment?
That should be. It's bang --
Okay.
Oh, there was a run button there for a second.
We still don't have the
Deploy button.
deploy button.
And it's funny because a run button came up briefly.
I don't know why it's not doing the deploy button anymore. Maybe, okay, it's not coming into here either. Now it works. Now the deploy button's here. So it was that other thing, the thing we just added, like this pre-ID.
Weird. Well,
all right. I think that's the time I got for now.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
Spent a lot of time on that. You know, you really got to get used to these JavaScript frameworks. I don't have, I'm really lost. You seem to have a better intuitive feel for how it's supposed to work, but
yeah, I think we can get the even without knowing the deploy ID, we can get the other thing, this thing to work. The new issue.
We can't debug our work. I mean, if we don't, if we can't output a string of the deploy ID, I mean, we might as well throw in the towel. I mean, how are we going to debug this whole liquid democracy thing if we get nothing, no output?
Right.
And we can't find out what's wrong. It's like, it's just not acceptable. And I don't know if somebody knows, if we need help, if we need to get see if we can find someone. I haven't been able to get any help on this. But it's the Mithril framework. I've looked at that and I don't really understand how it works. It's supposed to be really simple. But I mean, even if we just create a new section in the HTML, completely separate section,
right?
The deploy ID, so that we're not messing with any other
Yeah.
section.
It might be that like maybe something with the pre-ID block. You can only have one of those per heading or something. So maybe that.
Yes.
But yeah, is it all right if I head out now?
Yep.
All right, we'll pick this. I'll try to figure that out. I'll see if I can't get it to work. And I'll let you know. All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Very good. And we'll hopefully we'll get to completion on something here for your Rev reward.
Right. I think we actually did make some good progress. So we got the action mostly done. Some debugging stuff now.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
All right. I'll see you later. Have a good night.